Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's read. Forgot what I was thinking. Okay, for this week's read, the main tarot I'm going to use is Gilded Tarot Royale. Yep. By Chiro Marchetti. Text by Barbara Moore. And I'm going to go ahead and say there is the website on here, even though... There it is. Apparently I'm just completely a little behind. Here, Llewellyn.com, I believe, is there. Feel free to freeze frame and check out any of those other links if you're interested. Supportive Oracle Cards. You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. And the website in the back of this one, rockpoolpublishing.com.au is A as an apple, U as an umbrella. And last but not least, I have new dice, but I don't know where I have them. They're in my house. For this week, I'm going to still use the D&D dice. The 20 I used for the Major Arcana, which does omit 21 and 0. Somebody pointed out, and they're correct. And I used the number 4 dice for the element, and I used the 12-sided dice for the Minor Arcana, which one I'm going to use. Which I have new dice. But my brain does not know where I put them at the moment, even though I put them somewhere safe. I know that much. All right. That's what I got for this week. Let's go on to your reading. Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. This reading is valid for whenever you come to it. That being said, what do we have for Taurus? That's a curious card. Really? This might go better than expected. Better in what way? Is a good question. I think somebody might pleasantly surprise you. Somebody might pleasantly surprise you. I think it's more about somebody doing better than you expected them to do. Let's get a little deeper into it. You've been looking out for somebody. Can we get a little bit more about that? Ace of Fire. The Lover's card reversed. Somebody's very passionate, but seems to make really bad decisions. This is somebody who I care about them deeply. They're very passionate. I just don't understand what they're doing in life. I don't understand why they make the choices they do. The way they live life is not the way you would live life. But at the same time, I feel like they have devastations that you're like, I don't think that's fair either. I don't think they should have it that rough. And you look out for these people, this person. I feel like it's a person, quite frankly. They are stabilizing. How is this? You got the Magician at the bottom here. So, you might be helping somebody stabilize. You might be helping them stabilize. The Moon card, half in, half out. So there's some mystery, not a lot. Knight of Wands, kind of half in, half out. So somebody letting down their guard. Some of the mysteries being taken care of. Some of it's not. You're helping them lead the situation forward. They're kind of listening to you more than they used to. Not totally, but things are going more in a projected... you're kind of like, that's a better decision. It's kind of like... Excuse me. How do I explain this? It's like, maybe they're not buying the car that you think they should, but they're not... it's like you would like something very stable and dependable, and they'd like something very flashy and fast. They're kind of mediating it out with you, you're kind of like, well, this is more dependable, kind of go over this way more, and they're like, well, yeah, but this is prettier, I like this one. You're like, yeah, but this one you can depend on, yeah, but this one goes faster. And you're kind of coming to a middle ground ish, and you're at least getting them something dependable. Maybe it's a little on the flashy side, but not so bad that you can't stand it. So things are going a little better here, and you're kind of like, all right, this is I got them to make a better decision. They didn't do what you would do, but they did better than what they usually do with your influence. So it's kind of like, all right, that's better. That's better. I feel like I'm feeling better about this too, because I'm kind of like, all right, you know what? They didn't make the best, but they didn't make the worst. It's kind of like, if we're grading this response, it's maybe like a 67. Like, it's not failing, at least, or maybe it's just above failing. Whatever just above failing would be in your mind. Like, so maybe like a 72. I don't know. Whatever it would be. It's kind of like, oh, they're just a little bit above. It's accepted. It's just a little bit above failing. Just a little bit. It's something. I'm not so worried about them. Not as much as I used to be. Maybe I'm still worrying about them, but not like I used to. And I'm wondering, is this as good as it gets? And if it is, at least it's good. I'll take it. It's better than it used to be. I'll take it. So, moving forward, you're having, whoever this person is, they don't seem to question that you love them, by the way. They don't seem to question that you care. They don't seem to question that you actually have good intentions. They don't seem to question that at all. Whatever, so like if we're going to use that car analogy, I feel like they're hitting a couple snafus where they're realizing, so like part of this, like the stability of the car is like you kind of said, you need something that can work. Maybe you live in a snowy environment, something that can make it through the snow, something that, even though, you have this ability to go through the snow, it's going to take up more gas. So you're like, I don't really like that it's going to cost that much, but at least you have that option. The options that you made sure that they had, the more dependability option with the car, they got caught a couple times where they realized that if they didn't have those options, they'd have been back at square one again. Because they had those snow tires, or because they had this other option, because they had that four-wheel drive, or whatever it was, because they had what they needed, that you kind of pushed on them that they needed that, they got through these things. These last two snafus didn't take them down because they had this extra advice. They're very thankful for that. So that's kind of like the analogy. I think you understand where I'm going with that. So you said something, you pushed for something, you said you really need to do this, you really need to have this, you really, really, really. All right, fine, Taurus, all right. Then they learned, yeah, no, Taurus was right. Taurus was right. Are they going to live life the way you live life? No. And I don't think you would expect that anyway. I feel like you're finding out after the fact, because I don't think you're getting, kudos or, I don't think they're telling you. For whatever reason, I don't think they're telling you that you were right. They're acknowledging, they are thankful, and they are realizing that you were right. But I don't see any acknowledgement of that, because I saw this card and I'm like, this feels a little weird. For whatever reason, they're not acknowledging it. But they do appreciate it. They're trying to be more independent. They're a work in progress. Okay? At this point, you're going to feel the way you're going to feel, okay? You're not really going to understand whether they really got it or if that was just a moment in time. I feel it's going to be this weird moment where you're going to feel like maybe I should just let them be what they're going to be. Unless they ask me, maybe I shouldn't say anything. Ironically, for this one, they're saying that's not really what's advised here. What's advised, take it with a grain of salt. If you don't believe this is the right thing to do, then don't do it. But this is how it's coming through. You start the conversation. I know this sounds odd, because it's kind of like they should. But if this reading is hitting, this is also a person that makes a lot of mistakes anyway, so add that to the list. They should say something, they didn't. So add that to the list of things they didn't do quite the right way. But if you really want this to go better, you start conversations. I mean, we're not looking to create a I told you so situation. We're not looking to do that. No. But, kind of say, you made a good decision there. They're going to know that you're the one who pushed it, but just kind of that was a good decision. You did well with that. They know, you both know, because you pushed it is why that happened. We don't need to play that, I told you so game. We don't need to do that. But I feel like when you praise them for making good decisions, they're going to listen to you more. And I feel like it's not going to be like you said to do that, so they did that. It's not going to be like you said to buy 5 sticks, so they bought 5 sticks. You said to get a bowl of water, so they got a bowl of water. Like, not like that, but kind of like, making the smarter choice, making the more stable choice, making the more safe choice plays out better for them. And kind of like, praising them. Like, you made a good choice there. You made a good choice. You want to keep highlighting the good choices here. Highlighting the good choices. Are they going to make bad choices? Well, yeah. They're going to make some along the way. Yeah. Highlight the good ones. Highlight the good ones. I don't feel like we need to highlight the bad ones because they're quite well aware of the bad ones. We want to highlight the good ones. Keep highlighting the good ones. Like, highlight the good ones. I don't know about ignoring the bad ones, but like the bad ones, leave that to them to bring forward if they need to. Keep highlighting the good ones. Keep highlight. I hope I'm saying it right. I feel like there's something I'm missing. It's going to be partial healing. What is that? The moon card. There's this person seems a little complicated. There's going to be partial healing. That's kind of up to them. They know what's not going right. That's up to them to fix. I feel like if it's kind of like, when you're not only highlighting the good ones, also offering help if they need to advance those good ones even farther, I think that's what I'm missing. So it's like, they're going for a walk every day. They're walking for like a mile. Hey, that's a good thing. Good for you. And then every now and then, like, what, I'm going for a bike ride or I'm going to go on this hike. If you want to come, you can come. That's like the advancing it, like not trying to like push it out, like you need to do this, not like that, but kind of like, hey, I'm gonna go for a bike ride if you want to go. I'm gonna go on this hike if you want to go. There's gonna be some cool foliage and there's gonna be some cool animals on this hike, like if you want to go. That type of like promoting that and kind of like trying to advance it a little bit without being pushy, but just kind of like, hey, if you want to come, you can come. That type of thing. This is the person that's going to shock you because they're on a good path. They have to do things on their terms. They have to do things their way. Like, welcome to life, You know how that goes. People have to do things their own way. That's where the healing comes in. That's where judgment comes in. They have to do this on their terms. Highlight when they do well. And then if they want to continue even farther on that good path, whatever they're already doing well, so whatever they're already doing well, offer advancement whatever they're already doing well. If they want to help you or go with you, or like, oh, you're doing that well, do you want my help to even go farther? You walked a mile down that road, do you want me to help you get even farther down that road? Same road, you know what I mean? You're doing well at cooking that dessert, here, I could help you, improve the crust. Do you want my help? Would you like it? Offer. Like, don't push, offer. You know how that goes. That's when they're going to start shocking you, because the more they get that positive reinforcement in what they're already doing well, they'll start pulling up the other things on their own. Leave that to them to fix their own, whatever the issue is. Because I feel like that's going to be the pleasant surprise. They have to sort it out themselves. I do get that they will ask you for help, but wait for them to ask. Don't offer things that they don't want. If they're already doing something well, praise it. If that praising is going well, build on the praise. I hope I'm saying it right. So if they're doing things like they're running down the street with scissors, which, oh my goodness, but don't do that. But anyway, they're running down the street with scissors. Ironically, that's not something you want to bring up. If they're, but if they're doing something like they're improving how they're cooking something, they're like they used to burn something constantly. They're like, instead of constantly cook on high, they're cooking like on medium or low, and they're realizing that's working better. Like, oh, you're doing great with that. I have some information if you would like it. I could tell you how I do it if you're interested. Offer. And when it's already going well. But like if they're already running down the street with scissors, like just don't watch. Don't watch. Just don't look. I know it sounds horrible, but I feel like some of this is like that. Like they're running down the street with scissors. They're going to pleasantly surprise you. This person is going to advance in ways that you didn't really think they had in them. which is a pleasant surprise is what I'm getting. Are we good? All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Hopefully that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.